Hey, this is a video for Molecules.1, so check out the essential vocabulary, set up your guided notes, and check out the aim. Compare and contrast monomers and polymers. So before we begin, we have to differentiate between an atom and a molecule. Now, atoms are the singular substance, the simplest form of an element. And this is more of a chemistry thing, but when we say atom, it is carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, anything that you would see on the periodic table of elements. Now, when you mix those atoms together, you're going to get a molecule. So larger substances like carbon dioxide, methane, water, and glucose. Now, when you have a molecule, you will have it written with the chemical formula like this. You will very rarely see a structural formula like this, but I will be showing this anytime that I'm showing molecules or explaining a process through these videos. So what I would like you to do is differentiate between an atom and a molecule. Put this in your notes. Okay, macromolecules. If we break down the word macro means large. And an example of a macromolecule is glucose. This is a large molecule. We will talk more about this throughout the entire year. Another macromolecule would be an amino acid. This is the chemical structure for alanine, one of the amino acids that we'll be working with. Now, we want to determine whether something is organic. What it needs to have is organic molecules contain carbon and hydrogen. So an example would be glucose, or C6H12O6. They have both carbon and hydrogen. It doesn't matter if they have oxygen, so we don't care about the red circles. So when we're looking through these, we will see that water does not have carbon, it's inorganic. Methane has carbon and hydrogen, the black and the white little circles. Carbon dioxide does not have hydrogen, so it's inorganic. And glucose has both carbon and hydrogen. It is organic. Now, monomer versus polymer. Mono means one, and mer means part. So monomers are also considered building blocks. So this is very simplified. I'm showing you with shapes. We can take our building blocks and convert them into polymers. And polymers consist of many parts. So polymers are also known as complex molecules. This is one way of simply drawing a structure. Another way of showing it is by using Legos. So a building block or a monomer would be a single Lego brick. Now you can put a bunch of them together and you can get a structure. And you can put even more of them together and get a larger structure. So this is another way of showing you monomer versus polymer. Another one, we have a simple sugar, like glucose. That is a monomer. We put that together, we can get a carbohydrate, which is starch, and that is a polymer. We can put a bunch of starches together, and we can get something even larger, another polymer called cellulose. Sorry if I'm in the way. Another example, we take amino acids, we put them together, we get a protein. So the monomer is amino acid, the polymer is protein. So what I would like you to do is set up a chart like this. It's not necessary to draw all the lines right away because what's going to happen is you're going to fill this out and I'm going to go over this with you. But these are some common macromolecules in biology. We have the monomer. Now we can indicate a monomer by a single dot or a single square or a single triangle, just a single shape. A polymer is a bunch of the same shape that are joined together. Now here we're going to have their function. So leave a little bit of space so you can write. It's best if you don't draw the lines right away until I fill out one of the lines. So the first monomer is a simple sugar. Example would be glucose. The polymer is carbohydrate. An example would be starch. The function is a source of energy. Okay, once you copy that, draw the line. Now, amino acid. They make up proteins. Examples of proteins include hormones and enzymes. Now, the function of a protein is for cell structure. The next monomer is a nucleotide. The polymer is nucleic acid. An example of a nucleic acid is DNA or RNA. And the function of those is for genetic info or genetic information. You've heard of DNA, that is genetic information. And finally, we have a fatty acid, and the polymer for a fatty acid is a lipid, and the function of that is for energy storage. So what I would like you to do is describe why macromolecules are important for living organisms. Indicate this in your notes. Okay, what I would like you to do is we're going to respond for the check for understanding by first answering the aim. Compare and contrast monomers and polymers. And then what I would like you to do is complete this check for understanding by completing practice problem set 1. I hope that this video was informative. I thank you for your attention, and I will see you soon.